Dear friends, now we will discuss direction sense, which is part of logical reasoning. You may get one or two questions based on this in the campus aptitude test. So you know the main directions are the fourth direction, north, south, east, and west. North, south, east, west. So if you are facing north, then east is on your right hand side and west is on your left hand side if you are facing towards north. And apart from these four directions, there are four other supplementary directions. Say if we draw a line like this between north and east, so this is called northeast. This is called southeast direction. This will be called north west direction, and this will be called southwest. So now there are 4 plus 4, total 8 directions. And if we have to see the angle between say north and northeast, so total angle in a circle is 360 degree. Divide by 8, so this is 45 degree, and this is also 45 degree. So the angle between north and northeast or north and northwest is 45 degree respectively, and between north and east is 90 degree. North and southeast 45 plus 45 plus 45, so total it will be 135 degree. So like this we can calculate the angle also. Now to further understand better this sense of direction, we can assume, if you can imagine the map of India, Bhopal is almost in the center of India. So if we have to travel from Bhopal to Delhi, so which direction you are going? You are going in north direction. If you are traveling from Bhopal to Bangalore, then you are going in south direction. If you are traveling from Bhopal to Kolkata, so that is in east direction. If you want to go from Bhopal to Ahmedabad, so that will be west direction. If you have to go from Bhopal to Guwahati, so that is northeast. You call this Assam and all these states northeast states, because they are lying in the northeast direction of India. And if you are to go from Bhopal to Goa, so what will be that direction? Bhopal to Goa, south west. Bhopal to Chandigarh, it will be northwest direction. And Bhopal to Andaman Nicobar Islands, if you want to go on vacation to Andaman Nicobar, so you have to travel in southeast direction. So now I hope this sense of direction is clear. Now apart from this directions, we have to see the degree also. Suppose a plane is going towards north and it turns 45 degree clockwise, so it will be going towards northeast. But if it is going towards north and then turns 45 degree anti-clockwise, so it will be going towards northwest. So the sense of rotation is also important. whether you are turning clockwise direction or anti-clockwise. Clockwise in the direction of clock, anti-clockwise opposite to clock direction. So apart from degree, we have to see the sense also, clockwise or anti-clockwise. And opposite directions, we can see what are the opposite directions. Opposite direction. So opposite of north is south. Opposite of east is west. Opposite of northeast is southwest, and opposite of northwest is southeast. So these are the four pairs of opposite directions. And what is the rotation in this if you are going in opposite direction? So the angle of rotation will be 180 degree. It can be any sense, clockwise or anti-clockwise. If you are turning at 180 degree clockwise, again from north you will reach south. Again, if you are turning a 180 degree anti-clockwise from north, again you will reach south. So opposite direction, clockwise and anti-clockwise are same. 180 degree rotation, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. But this degree rotation, where it is useful? Is it useful in our practical daily life? Are you using compass for your daily travel? No. Degree rotation is important if you are traveling in an airplane. So the pilot has to use this degree rotation. Or if you are going in a ship on a sea, so the captain of ship will use this compass or degree rotation. There it is more useful because they have to determine with help of compass how much degree they have to turn the plane or ship in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. But in our daily life, if we travel on road, then we don't see the degree. You are traveling on road. So while traveling on the road, what is important? Turns are important. What turn you have to take? Either you can take a right turn or left turn, or you can go straight. So right turn and left turn, they are important while we travel on the road. So with help of diagram we will see what is the significance of turns. Suppose a person is going towards north. The arrow is showing his direction of motion. So his initial motion is towards north direction. Now he turns right. So he will be going towards east direction now. One right turn. So initially he was going in north direction. Now he is going towards east direction because he has turned towards right. So you can imagine you are driving the vehicle, car or bike or whatever, and steering is in your hand. So you are turning right, so you will be going towards east direction. But again, if you turn right, then what will happen? Then you will be going in the opposite direction, that is the south direction. So your initial movement was towards north, now you are going towards south. That means right plus right, two right turns means opposite direction. Similarly, we can see left plus left will also mean opposite direction. So if you take two right turns or two left turns, So you will be going in opposite direction of your initial movement. And suppose a person first takes right turn, he is going towards north, then he takes left turn. Now again he is going in the same north direction. So right plus left means same direction. Similarly, left plus right also will mean same direction. So this diagram is important. You have to show the motion by arrow, how you are moving. So apart from this, what is important in this topic is two concept of distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. What is the difference between distance and displacement? You must have studied in your physics in your school level that distance is a scalar quantity, means only magnitude is important, but displacement is a vector quantity. Here both magnitude and direction are important. Because it is vector, so both magnitude and direction are important in case of displacement. Scalar distance is scalar quantity, so here only magnitude is important, direction is not important. Physically, if we see what is the meaning of distance. Excuse me. So distance is the path length. How much path you have traveled. That is the distance in meters, or it can be in miles, it can be in kilometers, whatever. Unit of distance. Meters, miles, or kilometer. So that is distance. And what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance, or you can say shortest straight line distance, to be more precise. Shortest straight line distance between initial and final point. Shortest straight line distance between initial and final points means from where you have started your journey and where you have finished, initial and final points. The straight line joining these 2 points, the shortest distance, that is the displacement along with the direction. So displacement can be zero. Suppose you start from your home, comes to college, and in evening again you return back to your home. So your net displacement is zero because initial and final points are same. But distance cannot be zero. So displacement can be zero, but distance cannot be zero because distance is the path length which you have traveled from your home to college and back from college to home. So we'll take one example to actually understand the difference. Suppose there is a person named Rahul. So initial movement is towards north. Rahul goes 2 kilometers north, then turn right, goes 3 kilometer, again turn right, goes 6 kilometer and stops. So the whole movement is like this: 2 kilometer north initial, then right turn 3 kilometer, again right and 6 kilometer, and that is his final point of destination. He stops there. Now we have to calculate the distance traveled by Rahul and displacement also. So if you'll see, it is same or it difference. Distance and displacement of Rahul. So for solving this distance, we need not draw any diagram because it is scalar quantity. It is the path length. So 2 plus 3 plus 6, 5 plus 6, 11 kilometer. So he has traveled 11 kilometer distance. So that is the distance traveled by him, and direction is not important, only magnitude. The distance traveled by Rahul is total 11 kilometer. But now let us see कि displacement कितना हुआ राहुल का. तो displacement के लिए we have to make the actual diagram. Initial movement is, suppose this is the starting point S, 2 kilometer towards north. Then turn right, that means he will going toward east direction. कितना गया? 3. Now you see the difference in the arrow length which I made. 3 is more than 2, so arrow of 3 is more in length than 2's arrow. So the arrow length has to be proportional to the distance. Then only you can make a right diagram. Otherwise, you will be committing a mistake if you are making equal length arrow. So he is now going 3 kilometer towards right, again right. So right plus right, I told you opposite direction. So now he will be going towards south. कितना गया? 6 kilometer. So this will be the longest arrow you have to make. Is it clear, the diagram? And that is your final point. So ये started from S, 2 गया north में, then right 3 kilometer गया, then again south 6 kilometer गया, and he has reached F point, final point of destination. Journey is finished. So now for displacement, you have to make a straight line between initial and final point like this. So we have to calculate this SF, and SF is the displacement. SF, it is the displacement vector starting to final point. Now from this diagram, how to calculate SF? So for that we have to use Pythagoras theorem. You remember Pythagoras theorem from your school days. It is applicable to a right angle triangle. So first make a right angle triangle like this. And you can denote this point say by E. So now this triangle SEF is a right angle triangle. So SE will be equal to 3 because opposite sides of a rectangle, and EF will be total 6 minus 2. So this is 4 remaining. So SE, the base is 3 kilometer, EF, the perpendicular is 4 kilometer. But we have to calculate the hypotenuse SF. So by Pythagoras theorem, SF square will be equal to SE square plus EF square, or SF square will be equal to 3 square plus 4 square which is 25 equal to 5 square. So SF will be 5 kilometer. So this is 5. So triangle 3, 4, 5. And direction is also important here because this is a vector quantity. मैग्नीट्यूड तो इसका 5 किलोमीटर है डिस्प्लेसमेंट का, लेकिन डायरेक्शन क्या है फ्रॉम एस टू एफ टुवर्ड्स साउथ ईस्ट डायरेक्शन. तो फाइनल आंसर इज डिस्प्लेसमेंट इज 5 किलोमीटर साउथ ईस्ट and distance was 11 kilometer. So now you can see the difference between distance and displacement. So you have to make a rough diagram and calculate. Diagram should be correct and length of arrow should be proportional to the information or the distance given. So here I have made one calculation Pythagorean theorem. That is called Pythagorean triplet. Pythagorean triplet. So if you learn these triplets, calculation will be easy. So first triplet is 3, 4, 5. Means 3 square plus 4 square equal to 5 square. So if base is 3, height is 4, hypotenuse will be 5. Second, which is frequently used, is 5, 12, 13. Because 5 square 25 plus 12 square 144 is equal to 13 square 169. Another one which is used regularly is 8, 15 and 17. 8 square plus 15 square equal to 17 square. One more you can note it down. 7, 24, 25. So these are the 4 basic Pythagorean triplets which are used regularly in our calculation. Nowadays some different type of questions are also asked based on direction sense and clocks. Like this question you can note it down. Sunita put her clock on a table such that at 12 p.m. exactly at 12 p.m. both hands of clock point in east direction. So this girl Sunita has put her clock on the study table such that at 12 p.m. at 12 p.m. both hands coincide, minute hand and hour hand दोनों मिल जाते हैं सुइयां. So both ends of clock are pointing in the east direction. The question is at 1:30 p.m. exactly, 1.5 hours later, our hand will point in which direction? So we have to tell the direction at 1:30 p.m. Our hand will point in which direction. I hope the question is clear to you. So now here we have to use both directions and clock also. So first we have to make a rough diagram of the clock. So clock roughly marks the directions 12, 6, 3, 9. At 12 p.m. both the hands are in the same direction. So this direction is east. So opposite of east will be west. So east and west are marked. Now we have to mark north and south along with this clock, according to this clock. So if you see, if you travel from east to west in the clockwise direction, so this will be your south direction and 9 will be in the north direction. So 12 is in east, 6 is in west, 3 in the south, 9 in the north. So this way I have marked on the clock along with direction. Now the question was asked at 1:30 p.m. Our hand will go in which direction? So 1:30 means exactly between 1 and 2. The position of hands will be like this. This will be our hand and this will be minute hand. And roughly you can make the diagram. Our hand is a smaller hand and minute hand is the longer. तो जो आवर की सुई है अब किस डायरेक्शन पॉइंट कर रही है? बिटवीन 1 and 2 at 1:30 p.m. So we can say it is between south and east. So the answer is southeast direction. Our hand will point in southeast. So our answer is southeast. And we can also see the angle. What is the angle between our hand and minute hand at 1:30? So 90 plus 45. So we can calculate the angle also. It will be 135 degree. And direction is southeast in which our hand is pointing. So now I hope the theoretical part is clear.